Hi, everybody. I just wanted to say, make a special video and just take a few moments to talk about the death of Ruth Bader Ginsburg. That announcement came this week. That is big news. Certainly the Supreme Court justices, 9 people who sit on the Supreme Court, are some of the most influential people in our nation. And so the death of one of those justices and the political fallout from that are obviously big news. But I want to say a word for all of the people who claim to be followers of Jesus Christ. Those of us who have allied ourselves, have placed our allegiance with Jesus Christ, should have a different perspective. And what I mean is, a lot of what I'm seeing is, in my opinion, far too emotional, okay? I don't mean that it's not okay to grieve. If you feel like grieving, then grieve. But don't be afraid, okay? There's a lot of folks on both sides of the aisle that seem far too distressed about this news. The fact of life is that, one of the things that happen because we're alive is that eventually we're going to die. And Supreme Court justices are not immune from that rule. But as followers of the living God and followers of Jesus Christ, we have a different perspective, or we should have a different perspective. In Psalm 20, the psalmist says this. These are important words, and they're echoed throughout Scripture. But now this I know, the psalmist says, this I know, the Lord gives victory to his anointed. He answers him from his heavenly sanctuary with the victorious power of his right hand. Some trust in chariots, and some in horses, but we trust in the name of the Lord our God. They are brought to their knees and fall, but we rise up and stand firm. Some trust in chariots, and some in horses, and some in politicians and Supreme Court justices. But we trust in the name of the Lord our God. Curiously, the Greek writer Homer wrote, he said, I know not what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. Now, Homer didn't worship our God, but those are good words to reflect on as well. I know not what the future holds, but I know who holds the future. 365 times throughout Scripture, God says, fear not. 365 times, God says, fear not. And with the coming of Jesus, Jesus said, fear not, for I am with you. With all that's going on, with our national elections and the partisan furor that is going on among them, with all the infighting that has now erupted over the possible appointment of a new Supreme Court justice, regardless of whether you are Republican or Democrat or Libertarian or politically agnostic, whatever you want to call yourself, fear not. We are the followers of the living God. We know who holds the future. Whatever happens, whomever is appointed to sit on the Supreme Court, whether that is under this presidency or the next presidency, whoever is elected in November for the next president, in this presidential election for the next 4 years to be our president, we're going to be okay. It isn't the federal government or the state government or the Supreme Court or even local government that has the greatest impact on your life, on our lives. The greatest impact is how we treat one another, how we care for one another. Our biggest concern. The more concerned we are about our politics, the more disruptive our politics might be, the more important it becomes for each one of us to love one another. Care for the people around you. Love your neighbors. The more frightening our world becomes, the more important it becomes for us to love. Fear not, Jesus says, for I am with you.